All right, shalom, shalom. First things first, I want to give honor and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem HaKodash. Say, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Bahashem HaKodash. And we give double honor to our apostles and our elders, which are the apostle elders, a great millstone, which feed us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahushai. 2025, which is the hopeful year of our deliverance and the judgment and the destruction of Esau. Let's jump right into this video. The title of this video is The King of Babylon, Nero, is bought, lock, stock, and barrel. Okay. Something on those lines. All right. Nero is paid for lock, stock, and barrel. All right. And we know who runs everything. And I'm getting ready to play this clip from Douglas McGregor, all right, Colonel. And this is for fair use. This is for educational purposes only. But I watched these updates and, seeing what's going on in the world. And he broke it down because people are starting to wake up. At first because through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai, this truth has shed light on who the wicked is. That's why it says they shall be revealed. All right. The time of the wicked being revealed, read 2 Thessalonians. All right. The son of perdition, because this man had a play and working behind scenes. That was his greatest power. Would it say the power of anonymity, where it's pretty much saying you work in the shadows. All right, they had to hide themselves. That's why they changed names. They'll change locations where they live at. They'll do all these things to hide their identity, but they really know who they are behind closed doors. They know who they worship. They don't worship the Most High. They know the Most High exists, because for the devil to exist, the Lord has to exist. You can't have one without the other, okay? You can't have ice without water. So the same thing, if the wicked is ice, then it has to be water. So it can't be ice without being water in itself. So because the spiritual demon Satan is a spirit. So where did the spirits come from? The father of the spirit, the great spirit, which we know is Yahweh, all right? And his son's name, his beloved son, is Yahweh Shai, which we profess in the world. These other groups are scared or paid off, whatever the excuses are. That's a whole nother lesson. But the main point is that this is culminating to the revealing of this man. The world is waking up. They're seeing who is really running the show, what's the cause of all these things. There's an agenda that is only benefiting a small group of people in the world, and it's not benefiting the large majority. And they don't care if they take lives. They don't care what they do. But that's what the Lord has set us up. That's why we're worms. We're not here to be rough guys. There's nothing you can do against Esau. There's no way you can take out this man by yourself. That's why we tell and we profess the name of the Lord, because that's our only defense and our only shield and buckler in these times. All right, that's the sword of the Lord, the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Shai. If we don't do that, then you're under the what does it say? You're under the chance of being judged by this damn devil. Okay. And that's what he is, deceiver. The word devil just goes to the word diabolos, which means deceiver. So it's not some kind of mystical word or some guy with a pitchfork. Okay, this is a man on earth. That's why Revelation says that the devil shall cast some of you into prison. So there's no spiritual being coming down and putting handcuffs on you. All right, going back to the apostles and the elders, and going back to the apostles and elders of that day, they were cast into prison by the devil when that was written. And who was that? The Romans. Okay, they were persecuted. Some were put to death. All of them were put to death. John was on the Isle of Patmos, and he wrote the books and received those visions. But let's go ahead and jump into this. I just set the tone for this lesson to show you this is more proof that there is a dark hand running this thing, and that the agenda that this man is pushing, he got a script. All right, the apostles said that countless amounts of times. Brothers have went into it. This man is following orders, stepping orders. He's not doing his own thing. All right, he can do his own, just like you put a CEO of a company. You might like his way he does things, so you'll let him, you'll give him a little wiggle room to do certain things, but he can't overstep his boundaries. He can't write certain checks without having confirmation or approval. Okay, so let's go ahead and play this. He's going to go into it, and he explains it pretty well. So listen up. And again, this is fair use. This is for educational purposes only.
For those who actually watched the Republican convention, they could not have missed this event that had a giant Israeli flag on the wall, a huge sign that said Israel first, and then this gentleman whom I do not know and have never seen. very concerned because this is not the Trump they knew 5, 6 years ago. And it's not the Trump they thought they voted for. But they have to go back and rethink some of their assumptions. For those who actually watched the Republican convention, they could not have missed this event that had a giant Israeli flag on the wall, a huge sign that said Israel first. And then this gentleman, whom I do not know and have never seen before or since, walk out onto the stage and try to lead cheers for Israel first.
My credit score sucks. I keep getting denied for things I need.
Yeah, that was before you found
I
Ava.
don't want this commercial to try to hit.
I don't think people really understood what they were seeing, but it was a very clear demonstration of where we were headed as a country if Donald Trump were elected. And ultimately, Donald Trump could never have reached the White House had he not had the support of the Israel lobby's billionaires who were determined to get him into office. So now he's there and he's doing essentially what they want him to do. And that's where we are now. As far as the new long war is concerned, the reason I say that is that this 12-day conflict is not the end of anything. We've been down this road before. World War I did not really resolve anything. So you ended up with what people subsequently called a 20-year truce. And then the Second World War broke out.
So that's the main thing that I wanted to bring out was that the lobby is paid for this guy. So he's not doing his own thing. And then also he goes into the Epstein files, and they said if they release it, there would be a high intensity of anti-Semitic in America. So there's a lot of things that they can't release. So I think they have to have dirt on the guy. It's not a possible. It's the way he's moving, because he's not worrying about his fan base. He's worrying about them. And only person like that, only a man that has such, what does it say, pride, will only move when it's affecting himself. So he's really he's protecting himself. So that's why he's making these moves, because he values himself that much, that pride, that ego, if you want to say that much. Because if it's saying, okay, we have enough on you where you might go sitting somewhere, you'll be a ruin financially, you'll be poor, you'll go all those little things that's what the whole Epstein thing was about. It was about getting dirt and things where they could push upon you. If they don't buy you out, they'll have dirt upon you to where you can't. If they release it through media and all these things, they'll go demonize you. That's why they'll have a time of persecution using probably AI, using our faces, our likenesses, all these things to fool the people. That's why they're getting people acclimated to not know the difference between AI and reality, real actual footage between AI footage. So this is a part of that agenda. They're moving towards that goal of really coming at the main thorn in the paw is this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We don't care, man. You either gonna stand for something or you're gonna fall for everything, or you're not gonna stand at all. That's why it says, woe unto him that keepeth his sword back. We're not, this is a spiritual sword. You either gonna fight or you just not. The enemy's here. The enemy's been here. He's been rape, robbing, murdering, using our children's stem cells, all these things, making music to degenerate us, taking inventions to manipulate. The list goes on and on. This man's the devil, and he knows he's the devil. He worships Satan. We're not saying something that he don't know. It's openly out in Hollywood. It's out in media. There's if you have eyes to see, there's an agenda, a satanic agenda on the left-hand side. You can't use the Bible in school. You can't pray in school. You can't use it on TV. You can't push no kind of true religion. Not religion, but a true understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That's why they send guys like vocab and different wannabe gatekeepers, okay, to try to put dirt upon this truth. But at the end of the day, this is the condition of the battle, man. We either glorify the Lord or you don't, regardless of what. That's why it says that the kingdom of heaven is set on a dangerous place, a dangerous path. We walk between it, but if you trust Yahweh Shem Yahushai, know that he controls the devil. Esau's not doing anything on his own. And what the Lord tells to Satan in the book of Job, it says that you do what you do, but don't kill him. So the Lord does the same. That ain't changed. He's putting the spirit on the devil to do what he is, but if he don't want nothing to happen to us, nothing's going to happen. That's how it is. Trust, walk in faith. It says the just shall live by faith. That's what we're living by. We're not living, we don't have no, look at the weaponry that is coming out now in this modern war, drones and all these things. There's nothing Jay can do against this modern weaponry, modern warfare, which Esau is at the avant-garde of that, at the tip of the spear when it comes to technology and having high intensity weapons. So he knows that we can't do nothing to him on a physical level or carnal level, but the spiritual aspect, we're winning. All right, first and foremost, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the apostles and elders, men that are out here doing the work diligently and making the calling and election sure. That he's losing in. He's losing in that battle. Okay, but the carnal battle, he still holds the title, or he still holds the top of the hill for now, until these angels, which you see a lot of these new sightings coming out. They've been coming out so much that you can't even keep up with them. We're not marveled at them. We know that they're there. We've been convinced, but now Yahweh Shem Yahushua has given us the spiritual artillery to go at this thing and to really push it, to really open it up. Let the people know that MOTB is coming. All right, let them know that you have a choice, or you're gonna have to be faced with a choice to pick it or don't pick it, take it or don't take it. All right, that's the condition that Yahweh Shem Yahushua set before us. But the main thing is glorify the Lord, man. If all else fails, glorify the Lord. This body ain't your own. You don't own this body. It's not yours to even hold or keep. Your family's not yours. You don't own nothing. We waiting for a kingdom to come, a rest that remaineth for us. All right, that's rest from all our sorrows, all these. The Lord's gonna take this man out of power. We ain't going to do nothing. All right. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to be the one to fight for us and to do the things that he promised that he would do to our forefathers, which we are coming back in the reincarnation. Okay, so that's the main point. I just wanted to share that, and then let's go ahead and get some precepts, and then we'll close on out. This is the book of Jeremiah 50 and verse 45. That's why I bring this out, because they are bringing us into the least of the flock has brought Babylon into that skirmish. When they struck Persia, that was prophecy. Okay, now they're going tick for tat, back and forth, and that's prophecy. This is Jeremiah 50 and verse 45, NLT. Listen to the Lord's plans against Babylon. So this is a plan the Lord has put. He put a hit out on Babylon, and now it's being played out. It says the plans against Babylon and the land of the Babylonians. Even the children will be dragged off like sheep, and their homes will be destroyed. Let's go down here. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purpose that he has proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. That's going into what the least of the flock is symbolic, or a prophecy of these Amalekites, small hats, okay, that are going to be, and they have shown themselves to be at their agenda, which doesn't make any sense to a functioning mind, but they have a spirit on them. All right, just like the spirit was on the Medes, just like the spirit was on Alexander, just like the spirit was on the Babylonians, the Assyrians, all those, the Lord put spirits on them to do what his will was. That's why it says, who has resisted the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua? Who has resisted the will of the Father? None of us. It says, while men slumber, the Lord sealeth their instructions. So we're all being guided towards the prophecy and the goal that Yahweh has set before us, man, which is a beautiful goal, because the Most High is love. There's no ulterior motive here. It's all for the betterment of creation. Okay, this is Isaiah 14 and 24 to 27. The Lord of hosts has sworn, surely as I have planned, so will it be. See, as I have purposed, so will it stand. I will break Assyria in my hand. I will trample him on the mountain. His yoke will be taken off my people, and his burden removed from their shoulders. And we are in here. We got to pay bills. You got to get up and go to work. You got to watch your children be destroyed, and you don't have no control over them. You can't tell your children what to wear. You know, you can't tell your children what not to do because the society pushes them and the school system pushes them towards their goal and their agenda. So we don't got children. We don't got family here. We don't got a woman here. Your woman, if you really want to push the shove, your woman ain't your woman, man. That's goodwill box, okay? That's been passed down. That's hand-me-downs. That's not your true woman or wife. A wife is a woman you take as a virgin, okay? That's why the Lord had the Levites. They can only deal with virgins. So that's a true wife, a woman that you take her virginity and you have a woman that is under subjection under you. That's a true woman, submissive. Okay, it says, take off my people and on his burden removed from their shoulders. This is the plan devised from the whole earth, and this is the hand stretched out over all nations. See? This is Isaiah 47 and verse 1-3. Go down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Why is it virgin? Because it's never been truly struck. Okay, it's been tapped here and there, but it's never been truly in that warfare. So I says I should go up to the land of unwalled villages. Okay, sit on the ground without a throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for you will no longer be called tender or delicate. That's what the world is doing now. That's why they're moving away from the dollar. Tender and delicate is something that you want around. It's feminine. It's a feminine trait. Tender and delicate. That's why Jake had his song Tenderoni. Okay. Take millstones and grind flour, remove your veil, strip off your shirt, bare your thigh. That's all the Lord removing and showing the world the wickedness in the underbelly of this place. And it says, and wade through the streams, your nakedness will be uncovered and your shame will be exposed. I will take vengeance and I will spare no one. So we in that time, man. Okay, we're in that time. This is the book of Job 9 and verse 24 to back up. If they have control over the banking system, the military might, with Lockheed Martin, all these different alphabet agencies they're at the head of or controlling, it means they got the world under their paw, under their hands or in their grasp. So they would have to fit the scripture. This is Job 9 and verse 24. It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Now read Malachi to show who the wicked is. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not where, and who is he? And who's covered, who has the main, going back to the time of Cesare Borgia and the Borgia family. They had the power to cover up the faces of the judges by decree, okay, because they had power seat in the church, all right? So now you see the fruits of that. They still have the power seat, and they still control this thing behind closed doors and in front. Okay, so they control all aspects of the world. That's why there's going to be peace and rest when this man is taken out of power, because a lot of the evil and wickedness, chemtrails, weather modifications, all these things come out of the devil's think tanks. All right, the devil's bucket. All right, so I'm gonna leave it there. The point has been made. I would suggest to watch this video, watch this channel. They got a lot of good information. They come out with the war. They break it down, and they're seeing it. They feeling it because they thought this guy, NERO, was gonna be their guy. Their hero, and now they're seeing buyer's remorse. They're seeing that this guy's really he's for the establishment, and they're seeing who's really running this thing, and the agenda that's being played out. All right, so they feeling it. All right. They would say they should complain of ungodly father. They complaining, man. All right, but I'm just, that goes into something else. But I was just quoting it. All right, because these elites are complaining of Esau and their forefather that sold the birthright, which they're trying to get back by any means necessary. Oh, let me get this real quick. I wanted to. What is the word? Lock, stock, and barrel meaning. It says lock, stock, and barrel is a measurum used predominantly in the United Kingdom and North America, meaning all, total, or everything. It is derived from the effective portion of a gun and the lock, the stock, and the barrel. So that means everything this man is paid for totally, man. All right, so with that, I say call hello, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Till the next time, I say Shalom, and more, and I'll never keep faith. Shalom.